How's it going, YouTube? I haven't made a video in a long time. Since I'm not playing at Nationals, I'm going to give you guys the deck list that I would have ran at Nationals this year if I decided to go. Um, I would have chose to run an artifact variant, but the side deck is what I think would have won me a lot of games, is because nobody would have been prepared for the side decking in the way that I was going to side deck. So instead of just let it go to waste, I figure I'll put it up, see if anybody wants to try it, if anybody likes it, and then if they run it and decide that it's good enough for them to play at Nats, uh, good luck to you. But flip the camera and then we will get into it. Okay, so for the main deck, you have 3 Marltecs. Card, everyone should know what it does by now. It's a really good card. 2 of the red guy. This card. People complain that this card's really bad when you draw it and blah 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 whatever. This card's really good. Like 95% of the time, I do not mind drawing this card. I run 1 of the shield. This is the shield that it protects my monsters from basically getting Dark Cold, or if I bring out a Marltec in attack mode, that they can't arc, they can't target or destroy my artifact monsters during the turn that it's special summoned on my opponent's turn. I run 1 of this guy. This thing, it sets off +2s and +3s, very, very nasty combos. And then at worst case scenario, you have a wall. So I decided just to run 1. You can only control 1 of it, but the drawing thing is what made me decide. I'm main decking Scythe as my last artifact. Scythe is amazing. I don't know why every artifact deck does not main deck this card. Because even though Madolches haven't been there lately, they're still a deck. Yugiohs are still a deck. Even Bujins. The mirror match, if they want to try to overlay the hat deck, if they need a quick out, you can Saint him or call, or you can ignition your Scythe away, and Scythe will basically protect your board for a turn, and makes it so your opponent, Madolche players, when they overextend, you punish them with this card, because then they leave a weak board out. I run 3 Traptrix Myrmilios. I decided to start this deck with the full base was go pure artifact, and then I ended up adjusting cards to make sure I could fit these in, because any card that says add Bottomless Trap Hold in my hand I think is really good. Bottomless is an amazing card. That's why it's at 1, unfortunately. The Dirty Diana, I play just 1. If I could find a way that I would want to play 2 of this card, I would run 2, because I think it's also a very good card. For its first effect, rarely do I get the second effect off, because then people dance around it and play around it. But the Wolf Bark effect is very nice to have. And then I run 3 Card Ds. This card, set 4, set 5, and Card D on a first turn or whatever is very good, or even when you're getting to the top deck war, which you should rarely ever do in this deck. And then I decided to go double max C, because Yugiohs, Madolches, things of that nature, even the mirror match, the hat deck, and then whatever random stuff you might run into, max C is still a really good card to have. That's the monster lineup. For the spell cards, I went triple ignition, because the combos with ignition are amazing. Ignition is MST on steroids. I went triple Pot of Duality, because it's good. 2 double Cyclones. I went 2 because my artifact count is higher than most decks. That's the reason why I went 2 of that card. rather than just play the one or none like a lot of decks played. Um, it bails me out if I'm in a really bad spot. Uh, 3 of the Artifact Abyss Sphere. Card's really good, obviously. Uh, 3 of the other Sanctum. After you use your Sanctums, after you burn out your effects, the Call the Haunted is really good in here. I run 2 of this card, and honestly, I do not like this card. I just think that it's dead a lot, but when it's not dead, it's good. So that's the only reason why I'm playing it. I personally don't care for the card. Bottomless. 1 warning. Torrent. 2 DP. Really good against hands. And recently, this was a change I made, actually just today, because the Lightsworn structure deck's coming out. A lot of people are going to be playing Lightsworn, so I had to change Malevolent Catastrophes for Breakthrough Skills, because Malevolent was going to lose me a lot of games. As good as Malevolent is, I had to switch to the Breakthrough Skill, unfortunately. Breakthrough Skill is a really good card too, though, so I just don't want to lose games because of Malevolent Catastrophe. Now, let's get an extra deck. Pretty standard extra deck. The only thing I'm changing in here is there will be a Zen Mayo in here, and I will not be running what's his face? Maestro. So I run 1 Emerald, rarely ever make it. When I do, it's pretty good. I run 1 Dweller, pretty good when I make it. I run Ragna Zero. This card wrecks Boojins, especially when you lock out their field and you make them start top decking, because then if they rip a tanky, their play just died because of it. This card's coming out for Zen Mayo, like I said. 1 Cowboy. I've never made it. It ends games. I've also never made my stroke though either. 1 Arc. 1 Black Ship. 1 Exciting Knight. I run double Pleiades. Pretty nutty plays you can do with Pleiades. You can abuse Call the Haunted with this card. You can bounce with Call. You can use it, Call, pop, bounce, and then just do it again. And you can draw a bunch of cards off of it with the other card, with the other artifact monster. So you can end up abusing that card 2 and 3 turns. Tyrus, 1 Volcasaurus, 1 Durandal, 1 M7, and a Gaia Charger. And now, the most interesting part of the entire deck right here. This is what I truly believe. Even if I still decide to go at last minute, I will play this, and I'm going to run this side deck, because this side deck I believe will win me the tournament if nobody does it. 2 Majesty's Fiends, double Jinzo. As of right now, there's 1 Caius. It's going to be 2 Vanity's Fiend because of Lightsworns coming out, and this card right here crushes Lightsworns. It crushes the mirror match. It crushes so many decks in unbelievable ways. My Dolces, this card is too good. The Caius was in here because I was going to go a straight like Soul Control style side deck, and I decided not to. But I think Caius is really, really good. Even just the 1, but I have to drop it for the other Vanity's Fiend, because Vanity's Fiend is a lot better. Just right now, it's a lot better. Double MST. I mainly do this for decks that don't play a lot of the back row, so that I can swap out my double Cyclones for MST so I can still get my effects off. Double Nobleman. I almost put a 3rd one of this card in here because Yugiohs hate this card, and I really like having this card against Yugiohs. 2 Soul Exchange. This is what is going to win me a lot of games, or whoever decides to play this deck, is Soul Exchange, because the whole idea behind Soul Exchange is, this is what the idea is. You activate all your artifacts on your opponent's turn, you blow away their board, you force them to make plays on their turn, burn out their back row, whatever it might be. Then on your turn, you start dropping out monsters like Majesty's Fiend, Vanity's Fiend, Jinzos, and if there became a monster on board, for instance, say your opponent had a Vanity's Fiend on their board or a Majesty's Fiend, you can soul exchange their monster away to get out one of your power monsters like Jinzo or whatever your favorite matchup is in your thing. So that's why I decided to go that route. The zombie world was for Bujins, Yugioh, stuff like that, but it's probably coming out for a third soul exchange or maybe a third nobleman. I don't think that will stay the same. And then double Malevolent Catastrophe, because when I'm not playing against decks that run very little back row, I will be putting in Malevolent Catastrophes. I wish I could just main deck this card still, because this card has won me so many games. But with Light Switch coming out and the popularity of that deck about to increase, I had to take this card out and at least keep it in my sideboard just for the breakthrough skills. So that concludes my deck profile. Go ahead and rate, comment, subscribe. I'm also putting this up on Facebook, so just let me know what you guys think about it. Alright, thanks for watching.